The NFL has seen its fair share of incredibly talented athletes dominate on the field and make legendary impacts for themselves by earning respect from their home team fans and fans of other teams. Guys like Peyton Manning, Larry Fitzgerald, and Jerry Rice made huge impacts on the field and are admired and respected by everyone who's played with them and against them. And of course, by the fans who tune into every NFL game and watch them. However, there are also extremely talented NFL players who are disliked by fans for their talents and for some of their behavior both on and off the field. Some of these guys have attitude issues, a dark persona, or egos that made them villains in the NFL. So today, we're going to discuss the most hated good players in NFL history and give our takes on them. Terrell Owens. Owens is one of the greatest wide receivers in his prime in the 1990s and 2000s. However, he alienated fans with his flamboyant celebrations, sideline blow-ups, and public clashes with his own teammates during his playing career. Owens created the T.O. larger-than-life persona, making him a more me kind of guy, rather than a team player, which definitely frustrated front offices. In 2005, Owens clashed with Donovan McNabb when he demanded a new contract with the Eagles, which McNabb called a distraction. Owens eventually got into a fight with team ambassador Hugh Douglas in November of that year, resulting in a suspension for the rest of that season. Owens would go on to sign with the Cowboys in 2006, leaving a bad taste with the Eagles fans at the time. Yet, in spite of all of that, Owens was enshrined in Canton in 2018, and yeah, rightfully so. Michael Vick. Vick was one of the most electrifying quarterbacks to watch in the league, all thanks to his dual-threat abilities and elite arm strength. However, when the dogfighting scandal broke, Vick's reputation was severely damaged. He was suspended indefinitely, and he spent 21 months in federal prison. The federal investigation into Vick revealed that his property was the host of the Operation Bad News Kennels, revealing horrific practices involving the dogs, which forever turned fans who originally saw Vick as a role model against him. Vick was released from prison in May of 2009 and signed with the Eagles, which was very controversial, as animal rights activists and fans saw his crimes against man's best friend as absolutely unforgivable. Vick won the 2010 NFL Comeback Player of the Year award and one more Pro Bowl that season, slowly regaining some support from some fans who believed in second chances during his tenure with the Eagles. Vick has mostly revived his image and is currently the head coach of the Norfolk State Spartans in Norfolk, Virginia. Conrad Dobler. Dobler garnered a reputation as a villain for his aggressive and dirty play by pushing the boundaries of the rules with brutal tactics like head-slapping, punching opposing defenders, tripping, and leg-whipping. Dobler was talented, as he made 3 Pro Bowls with the Cardinals and helped a team reach the playoffs twice in his career, even though they were knocked out of the divisional round by the Vikings and Rams, respectively. Dobler got into notorious altercations on the field, like getting into physical scuffles with defensive tackle Merlin Olsen, and getting into brawls with Cowboys star defensive end Harvey Martin. Dobler was named Pro Football's Dirtiest Player by Sports Illustrated in 1977, which was a title he embraced like a comic book supervillain. Dobler even told the famous sports magazine, "I'll do anything I can get away with to protect my quarterback." Dobler also bit players, tried to gouge their eyes out, and committed unsportsmanlike conduct in numerous games. Tom Brady. Although Brady won 7 Super Bowls with the Patriots and Buccaneers, he's still disliked by fans for the constant winning over the years. Fans just had dynasty fatigue when Brady led the Patriots to win 3 more Super Bowls in the 2010s and were tired of all the winning from Brady and the Patriots. Brady was also linked to Deflategate, which resulted in a 4-game suspension in the 2016 season, and Spygate, even though he had no direct involvement. Brady was perceived on the field as arrogant, which really rubbed fans the wrong way, as he was an emotional competitor throughout his career. Many fans also felt Brady received favorable treatment from referees, who protected him way too much, thus fueling the narrative that he played by a different set of rules. A lot of the Brady hate died out when he joined the Buccaneers and led them to a Super Bowl 55 championship over the Chiefs, as it was actually kind of fun to see TB12 win a championship on a team that wasn't the Patriots. Deion Sanders. Sanders, aka Primetime, is disliked by fans because of his unapologetic swagger, flair for self-promotion, and lack of tackling effort during his playing days. Sanders celebrated with a me-first attitude during his prime, famously high-stepping it in the end zone, robbing fans of opposing teams the wrong way. Sanders played for 5 different NFL teams during his career and was seen more as a mercenary ring chaser, winning 2 Super Bowls with the 49ers and Cowboys in 1994 and 1995 respectively. Sanders also played baseball and sometimes missed training camp, as he was dedicated to playing on the diamond more, which upset traditional football fans. The polarization continued to follow Sanders in his coaching career, especially heavily during his tenure with the Colorado Buffaloes, drawing backlash for his unorthodox style of coaching, aggressive usage of the transfer portal, and, of course, being very overprotective of his son, Deion Sanders, when he played under him. Ndamukong Suh. Suh brought an intimidating force against opposing offenses with his physical frame and elite speed. However, he was ruthless by stomping on his opponents, causing dangerous plays and embracing the villain persona. In 2011, Suh was suspended for 2 games for stomping on Packers guard Evan Dietrich Smith during the Lions' Thanksgiving game. That moment made Suh a villain in the NFL, and he embraced it. In 2014, Suh stepped on Aaron Rodgers' calf in Week 17 and was initially suspended for 1 game, but appealed it and had the suspension reversed, allowing him to play in the Lions' wildcard matchup against the Cowboys. Suh has been penalized over 115 times in his Hall of Fame caliber career and accepted 102 of those penalties. Most of those penalties were offside penalties and moments from his aggressive play. James Harrison. Harrison earned a reputation for being one of the most hated good players, thanks to his ultraviolet helmet-to-helmet hitting style, the frequent fines that he racked up, and the controversial public remarks. Harrison anchored a Steelers defense in the 2000s and 2010s where he delivered bone-crushing hits against opponents. Many fans who weren't Steelers fans viewed Harrison's hits as dangerous and outside the rules of the game. Harrison drew backlash for his Men's Journal interview in 2010 where he took shots at his own teammates Ben Roethlisberger and Rashard Mendenhall and Commissioner Roger Goodell. He would later issue an apology. Harrison requested his release from the Steelers in 2017 and signed with the Patriots, thus causing many lifelong fans to turn against him. Jack Tatum. Tatum was vilified during his playing career for his incredibly unapologetic, vicious, and intimidating style of play that left opponents injured. Tatum's style of play would not fly in today's NFL. But he found ways to exploit the rules and maximized physical punishment against his opponents. During a 1978 preseason game, Tatum delivered a devastating bone-jarring hit against New England Patriots receiver Darryl Stingley that damaged his spine and made him a quadriplegic for the remainder of his life. Tatum wrote a book titled They Call Me Assassin, where he admitted his goal was to injure opposing receivers so badly that they would be afraid to catch passes in his presence. Tatum showed no remorse for his bone-crushing hits, and fans were outraged at his violent style of play way back then, and he's not exactly looked upon fondly today. Bill Romanowski. Romanowski was a very hard-hitting linebacker who rampaged opposing offenses with his aggressive style of play, dirty hits, and cheap shots. Romanowski spat on 49ers receiver J.J. Stokes in a 1997 game and was ejected from a game for kicking fullback Larry Centers in the head in 1995. In 2003, Romanowski sucker-punched his own teammate Marcus Williams, breaking his eye socket and ending his career, leading to a lawsuit against him. Romanowski admitted to steroid use and was tied to the Balco steroid scandal, which led fans to believe roid rage led to his violent on-field behavior. Despite that, Romanowski enjoyed the villain label and was intensely brutal, which disgusted fans of opposing teams. Adam Pac-Man Jones. Jones is considered one of the most polarizing figures to play in the league. His elite skills as a quarterback are often overshadowed by legal trouble off the field. Fans of opposing teams do not like Jones for his aggressive on-field play and the numerous suspensions that he racked up during his playing career. Jones holds the record for most arrests off the field in the 21st century with 10, ranging from public intoxication, a shootout in Las Vegas, assault, and drug possession. Because of the incident Jones was involved in, he was suspended by the league for the entire 2007 season. Jones revived his career with the Bengals and made the Pro Bowl in 2015. However, Jones slammed into Amari Cooper's head with his helmet, ripped his helmet off, and pushed him to the ground in a 2015 game against the Raiders, thus kinda killing any goodwill. Jones also had his undisciplined moments with the Bengals, like drawing an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty in the team's playoff matchup against the Steelers, which ended up really hurting the Bengals in that game. Rodney Harrison. Harrison earned a reputation for being one of the most hated players in league history with his aggressive, hard-hitting, and boundary-pushing play in the secondary. Harrison was voted the dirtiest player in the NFL in 2004 by his peers for his rough antics and brutal hits. Harrison was suspended for 1 game in the 2002 season for a helmet-to-helmet hit on Jerry Rice. When Harrison joined the Patriots in 2003, he further embraced the villain role by helping them win 2 Super Bowls and become a dynasty in the 2000s, thus irritating opposing fans. Harrison was suspended for the first 4 games of the season after testing positive for human growth hormones. Despite being disliked by opposing fans, Harrison made 2 Pro Bowls and was a brilliant defensive back who dominated the competition during his days with the Chargers and Patriots. Ben Roethlisberger. As talented as Roethlisberger was during his career with the Steelers, fans dislike him for his off-field allegations and his polarizing personality with the team. Roethlisberger was accused of sexual assault in 2008 and 2010 by 2 women. No charges were filed. However, the NFL suspended Roethlisberger for 6 games, later reduced to 4 in the 2010 season. Roethlisberger's own teammates Joey Porter Sr., James Harrison, and Antonio Brown have called him out as not being a good teammate and referred to him as a selfish player. Despite all that, Roethlisberger made 6 Pro Bowls, led the league in passing yards twice, and is a 2-time Super Bowl champion. Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers was beloved by many in his early years, taking over for Brett Favre and leading the Packers to a Super Bowl 45 championship. NFC North fans outside of Green Bay hate Rodgers for the constant winning and domination during the regular season. As well, in 2021, Rodgers faced criticism and backlash for his views on the COVID-19 vaccine and promoting conspiracy theories. Rodgers has also shown some diva-like behavior on the field, expressed high-profile frustrations, refused to talk to the media, and hasn't won a playoff game in recent years. Despite all that, the 4-time MVP will be a lock for Canton. Vontaze Burfict. We can make a list of why Burfict is one of the most hated, talented players in league history for his dirty hits, cheap shots, and suspensions that he racked up during his career. Fans hated Burfict's old-school playing style that violated the league's player safety rules, thus racking up numerous penalties that the man had no shame in taking. Burfict's most infamous moment came in the 2016 wildcard round, when he hit a defenseless Antonio Brown, leaving him unconscious and in concussion protocol. Burfict would also twist the ankles of his opponents, and his football career ended by making a helmet-to-helmet hit on Colts tight end Jack Doyle when he was with the Raiders. Antonio Brown. Brown is arguably considered one of the most talented wide receivers to ever play in the NFL, but he's easily one of the most hated too. Brown has rubbed fans the wrong way with his on-field antics and his social media activities, like live streaming the Steelers locker room trash-talking the Patriots before the AFC Championship game. Brown's truly most infamous moment came when he had a meltdown on the Buccaneers sidelines, took off his helmet and his shoulder pads, ran off the field into the tunnel, and never played in the NFL again. Brown also faced numerous scandals off the field, like sexual assault allegations, domestic dispute and battery, and second-degree murder charges in 2025. Honestly, it's pretty easy to make a list on Brown alone, but despite all that, the man was pretty dang talented. But what talented NFL player do you hate the most? Who do you think we should have included on this list? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.